Oh, that was funny. Good day, everybody. You're on the right show. It's Morning Sip with Rev Melissa. I made a mistake and Sekou's press Sekou's button for his show, Get Rich 101, which you can watch Monday through Friday at 9:45 a.m. and learn some amazing investment and money information that you can use in your life. So this is Morning Sip with Rev Melissa. I am Rev Melissa, and I am so grateful to be with you all today live. And my mission is to support people in transforming their lives. I am here to support you. And my passion is to give inspiration through spiritual life coaching, preaching, and teaching that ignites the divine spark within you to live life in joy, connected to your yes. So if you need support, you can reach out to me. Go to I am Rev Melissa on Facebook and on Instagram and send me a direct message. All right, y'all. So good day, Shay. Yes, that was a whoops. Yes, it was, Shay. So welcome, everyone. Welcome. And thank you for joining me today live. And we have a very special show today. I'm trying to see where I want to start. Okay, let me start here. I'm going to bring on Sekou Wrights, and he's going to be with me today on the show. And you'll understand why in a moment, Linda. You'll understand why in a moment. So without further ado, let's give Sekou some, let's see what we're going to do. A drum roll. Here we go. There we go.
There we go. There we go. Drum roll complete.
Yes. Hey, Sekou.
Hey, Rev Mel.
All right. So this is where I want to start, Sekou. Let me tell the people what happened yesterday. Two things happened yesterday.
Okay.
The first thing that happened yesterday, I went for my walk. I decided I was going to do my 5K, and I'm doing running and walking now with the goal of running for a mile without stopping.
What?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Wow. Hold on now. You gonna slide that in?
Yes.
That is dope. That is dope. Bravo. Bravo.
Well, you're my inspiration for that. And the longest I've been able to run thus far without stopping is 0.77 miles.
Yes. Yes.
So I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
That's amazing.
I'm
amazing.
Getting there.
And mind you, people walk all the time. People who run races walk all the time. They take their walk breaks and they start running again. Okay. So then you know. Okay.
So I walked to the woods where my tree was and still is because her roots are still there.
Right.
And the grounds people were there yesterday. And this might be the second or third time I've ever seen the grounds people in the woods.
Wow.
So I was like, oh, I'm going to go ask one of them what happened to Tree.
Of course you're going to ask them. Of course you're going to ask
How
them.
could I not?
Yeah.
So I go over to one of them and I said, do you know what happened to the tree that used to be right here? And he said, yeah, we think it got struck by lightning and then it fell. I said, it fell? He said, yeah. I said, it was a huge tree. He said, yeah, it fell. And so, we had to, take care of it. So I told him, well, that was my tree.
Of
And
all the trees.
of all the
All
trees,
the
that was
trees.
my tree.
Yeah.
And he looked at me like, "That was your tree?" I was like, "Yeah, I would come, I would talk to her, and we would have conversations, and, that was my tree." And he said, "Oh, so you're a tree hugger?" And I said, "Yes."
Yeah.
And
That's me.
then he said, "I'm sorry for your loss."
Mm,
And I was like, I received that,
yeah.
I really received that.
Yeah.
So that was the morning.
Yeah.
And then in the evening, I get a call from the hospital. I wasn't at the hospital during the day yesterday. My cousin was there with our aunt. So I get a call from the hospital that my aunt passed away. That she made her transition
Okay.
last night at 8:03
Right.
p.m. And those two events are not coincidences for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I talked about this on Sunday that we think we sometimes we use the wrong C word. That's what I said. We think it's a coincidence when
Mm.
it really is a connection.
Mm. Yeah.
So everything between my tree disappearing, dissolving, and my aunt transitioning, I feel are all connected. And I feel that tree prepared me for my aunt's transition.
Ashe.
I
Ashe.
really do.
Prepared you so well. Prepared you so well.
So, so, so well.
Because of because of all the trees. Of
Oh, the
all
tree.
the trees to be struck by lightning, which you thought it would be struck by lightning and removed. And the guy said, what did he say? He said, what did he say? The guy you just asked about your tree. He said, I'm sorry for your loss.
Yeah, he
Sorry
said,
for your
"I'm
loss.
sorry for your loss."
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
And
strong.
I asked him, I was telling Marco last night, and then I remember asking him, were any other trees um struck, or did anything, because there was bad weather in New York the week that I was in Kansas City. There was bad weather here. There was a lot of
Right,
rain, a lot of wind.
right,
And I asked him, did anything happen to any of the other trees, right? Because
right,
there's hundreds of them.
right,
And he
right, right.
said, no, just this one.
Wow.
Just
Just that.
this one.
Mm.
Just this one.
Wow.
And the other thing I noticed yesterday that I never noticed before, the way the other trees are positioned, they're kind of like in a semicircle.
Wow.
And my tree is in the center of that semicircle. So
Wow.
when I went yesterday and I was standing on her roots, I was, walking around in a circle. And I noticed, never noticed before because the tree was there.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
I never noticed how the other trees were lined up all around that tree. And
Wow.
that tree was in the center. And so
Wow.
now here I am standing in the
In the
center.
center.
And all those trees are all around me.
That's deep. That's deep. Wow. And it's so great of you to be able to capture all these things. Because, I know we argue about this a lot, but I'm like, I don't know if I would have, I don't know if I would have. But to see you make these changes all the time as they're happening is really great that you're able to make the change and see it in this new way. Um, that's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah, Seiko and I do argue about this all the
Yeah.
time.
How'd you do that? How'd you do that? How did you do that? But you are who you are. You Rev Mel. You Rev Mel.
And practice. It really is.
Yeah.
It really is practice over time
Yeah.
of knowing that how powerful our perception is of things.
Hmm.
And you know, for all that said and done, I could be making up a whole story about this. But what a great story,
Yeah.
right?
Story.
And so for me, it's real for me. It's real
Yeah.
for me.
You made it real for
And
all of us.
yeah, I hope so. Because nature is always speaking to us. I really believe that nature is always speaking to us if we would pay attention. And I pay so much more attention to nature now, you know? And so I woke up this morning. So Sekou and I was talking last night. I called to tell him that my aunt had transitioned. And it's interesting because Shay and I had spoken earlier in the day. And we had one of our girlfriend conversations, and it was good as well. And um my cousin is calling me, so I'm a little distracted now. Um so Shay and I spoke earlier in the day, and I was telling her, about this relationship between my tree and my aunt. It's just amazing to me. And when I woke up this morning, so of course the hospital called, and I was on my way there, and they called and they did this weird thing, and I was like, "Could you just tell me what's happening?" Because they was like, "Where are you?" The lady had this voice on that I was like, "What's the voice?"
Yeah.
She's like, "Where are you? Are you alone?" And I'm like, "What? Just tell me what's happening."
Yeah.
And she said, "Your aunt passed." And I said, "Okay." I said, "I'm on my way there." And she said, "Okay." And so instead of going straight there, I came home. I got Marco, and he went with me to the hospital. And my aunt was still in the room, and they had her, kind of draped. They had her like her head was like she was just all covered.
Mm.
Um, it was quite beautiful, actually, the way they had done it. It felt almost ceremonial to me.
Wow.
Um, and and I saw her, and I've never, I've this is a new experience for me, y'all, to um to go to a hospital after someone has passed and see them. Like, I've never had that experience before,
Yeah.
and of course, I broke down. I was crying.
Yeah. I
I
can
was I
understand.
was just overcome,
Sure.
and I spoke to her, and I did what I always do when I leave her, and that's I kind of rub her forehead, I kiss her forehead, and I tell her I love her, and that's what I did yesterday, and we left. And so, when I got home, it was a lot of calling and,
Yeah.
with family and all that stuff happened. I spoke to Sekou, and then I decided I was gonna watch something on TV to
Yeah.
kinda like,
I was
just
asking you what you want. We're going to do. What you going to do? What you going to do to take your mind off of it? Yeah.
yes, I watched something on television and I went to sleep. When I woke up this morning, Sekou, it was 2 things that were right there for me, a word and a song.
Yeah.
The word was unencumbered.
Unencumbered.
Unencumbered. That
Unencumbered.
is not a word that I use in my vocabulary.
Mhm.
And then the song that came up for me was "It Is Well with My Soul." And we used to sing that song at Antioch Church of God in Christ, where I was raised. That was one of our spiritual hymns that we would sing. And it was especially sung during testimonies time. So somebody would get up and they would talk about, some challenge they were going through and how God brought them through it. And then they would break into this song, "It Is Well with My Soul." And I really take that as a message from my aunt because she was in a lot of pain these last 2 days, Sunday and Monday. She was in excruciating pain. And it was such a switch from Friday because we had the meeting with the whole team. They gave us the news that there's really nothing that they can do because it has spread. And but she wasn't in any pain.
Okay.
And they warned us, they was like, she's gonna be in pain at some point.
Mm.
And as soon as they said that, I was like, no, she's not, no, she's not.
Yeah.
Cancel, cancel, cancel,
Yeah.
cancel,
Right.
right?
Right. Right.
Um, but it was because of the tumor was so much pressure on her.
Mm.
And on Sunday, my sister was there during the day, and I came in the evening, late afternoon. And I heard my aunts cry as soon as I
Mm.
got on the floor and opened the
Wow.
door to go down the hall. I
Wow.
heard her cry, and I
Wow.
ran down the hall because I wasn't sure if my sister was still there, and she was in excruciating pain.
Wow.
And when your loved one's in pain, you just want to take it away.
Yeah.
You want to find something that
Something.
will
Yeah.
make the pain go away.
Right.
So, and she was crying out. It was really hard.
Yeah.
And then yesterday, my cousin said it was the same. But yesterday they were able to drain some of the fluid, and that gave her a little bit of relief. But she was still very uncomfortable, and they gave her something for the pain. And I was telling when we spoke yesterday, Sekou, that I really think my aunt didn't want us to be there when she passed
Mm.
because my cousin had left, so there was this window of no one being there,
Right.
and that's when she passed.
Right. Mm.
You know,
Mm. Yeah.
and now she is free and
Free. Un-
unencumbered.
unencumbered. I say.
Free and unencumbered.
Yeah.
So you know what I did this morning, right?
No.
I looked up the word unencumbered.
Oh, of course you did. Of course you did.
So this is what it means:
Mm.
not impeded, slowed down, free to move, advance, or go forward.
Mm.
And the origin of the word is no barrier.
Mm.
No barrier.
Okay. So you just like the word just popped in your head?
Many times when I wake up, like right before I wake up, um, when you like in in between space,
Yeah, yeah.
I consciously tune in to see if there's something there for me. And
Wow.
usually there is. And so sometimes my sermons are there, sometimes something for sip is there. It could be, anything. And what was there was the word unencumbered and the song, It Is Well With My Soul.
Mm.
So I held on to both of those, but I was like, unencumbered.
Yeah. Right.
I think I know what that means, but that's not a regular word for me. And
Mm.
so I looked it up, and I really believe this describes my aunt right now, that there is no barrier, that she is advancing, she is moving forward, she is free to move. Because when she was in the hospital, she had no freedom. She couldn't move unassisted.
Yeah.
Her whole body was filled with fluid. She was so
Wow.
swollen. So she couldn't move. We
Wow.
had to move her.
Wow.
So now she's free to move.
Free.
There's
Free.
no barriers. There's
Beautiful.
no pain.
Mm.
And that brings me so much comfort.
Bravo.
Oh my God, that brings me so much comfort.
Bravo. That's
Yeah. Yeah.
that's beautiful.
So I feel that very deeply. And I just want to thank you, Sekou, for checking on me every day.
Uh, I'm glad
And
it went through. Went through. Got through. You know.
yeah, and I want to thank Fee also for checking on me every day. And she
Yes.
called
Yes.
me this morning to see
Yeah.
how I was doing.
Yeah.
And all of you, all of my congregation of joy, Shay, Linda, Margaretta, all of you. I'm gonna miss names, but everyone, thank you for your love, your support, for your prayers. Thank you to my Rockland CSL family for your support and prayers, to my prayer partner, Eugene and Reverend Jennifer. Just thank you all so much just for holding the space for my aunt the way that you have. And my cousin Denise, I just saw, that's my cousin Denise. So she was with our aunt yesterday most of the day, and probably witnessed the worst of it. Probably
Mm.
witnessed the worst of it. So thank you, BB. We call each other BB. Thank you, BB, for being there with Aunt Marion the way you were
Shit.
yesterday. Yes, unencumbered. Yes,
Unencumbered.
yes. So that's what I got right now.
Yeah, yeah. I'm glad that you processed it as quick as you did. Again, just gonna say the process it so quickly is amazing.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
I tell you that tree.
That true, yeah,
Yeah, I keep thinking about it. I just keep thinking about it.
yeah,
She was here and then she wasn't here.
yeah. That tree set you up.
The
Tree set
tree
you up.
set me up. She set
Yeah,
me up so beautifully.
yeah. So nicely.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Thank y'all. I see you all. I love you too, BB. Thank you, Linda. Oh, Linda. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, grief. Grief.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm not sure what that's going to look like, and I'm okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
It's different. It's different. I'm thinking about this quote about grief.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think it goes, grief is love with no place to go.
Wow. Grief is love with no place to go. Wow. That's deep.
Yeah.
That's deep.
Yeah. Thank you, Shay. Thank you. All right. Anything else, Sekou?
I don't know. I don't know. Floor's open to you. If there's anything else that you connected the dots to, let us know. But I appreciate you again for connecting the dots so well and so quickly. I know I said it a few times during the show. I know I said it a few times, but your ability to see through everything around you and make dots and connections is really nice. It's nice. It gives me hope. It gives me hope for being able to do the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah. And you do, Sekou. You do. It might not happen like as quick, but you do. You do.
I appreciate that. I
Like
appreciate
we were talking. Sekou checked in with me on Friday after the show because on Friday I was really struggling, and
that. Yeah.
when I was sharing about the tree and Aunt Marion and the whole emerging, flourishing, dissolving,
Mhm.
and dissolving is a cycle that happens in our lives, and sometimes it's linear and sometimes it's not. I think most times it's a spiral,
Mm.
and your dissolving happened when you had the stroke for you to emerge again. So think about all the things, like this is what I was saying on Sunday. Think about the things that need to dissolve in your life in order for something else to emerge.
Wow.
And sometimes we just want to hold on to things that we really know we need to let go of, even if we're not ready to let go of it, that we're just willing to let go of it so that that next thing that's seeking to be birthed and expressed through us can do it.
Yeah. I'm thinking about all my moneyisms, all the things that I've studied in terms of money under the house of money has really come alive for me. It's really
Mhm.
come alive for me in a way that it never came alive before. Never. So I share. I
Yeah.
share.
I think each of us could point to a time, when we reflect back, we could point to a time in our lives where something dissolved, and a lot of times we don't even know what it's going to be, but we're just willing for the emergence. I think about for myself, you know, I had to dissolve my whole connection with working in that corporate structure
Mm.
of 9 to 9 to 9, because I never worked 9 to 5.
You're right.
I really worked like 9 to 9
9 to 9.
for other organizations, and that had to dissolve so that I could step more fully in the emergence of Ministry of Joy.
Ashe. We're so glad you did. We're so glad you did. We're so glad you did. What a difference it made. What a difference it made. Ashe.
I see you, Linda said. We all see, and our awareness and insight shows up in different ways. Thank you for sharing yours.
Ashe.
Yes, Linda.
Ashe.
That is so true. That is so true. And we get to recognize it for each other and for ourselves, especially for ourselves. Okay, so I think our series this week is going to be Unencumbered.
Unencumbered.
I'm going to unpack that some more.
Yeah.
And see what else is there. All right. Let me get into some joy news real quick. Sekou, stay on and talk about what we have coming up tomorrow.
So, as you were talking,
fireworks.
Fireworks. Make me feel good. Make me feel good
today.
Make me feel good. So, the fireworks are for this. Learn my 5 big money tips. My 5 big money tips. My 5 big money tips. And this is what we're talking about, because you all don't understand how differently I had to look at money before the stroke and after the stroke. Before the stroke and after the stroke. See, after the stroke, I had a stroke with no benefits, 0 medical benefits. And the first ambulance ride from where I had the stroke to the hospital was a mile. A mile. It cost $1,000. And that was the first of many ambulances I've taken since then. So I didn't even want to look at the bill for the other ones. I knew I had to get into money in a different kind of way. I had to get in it. And I found out so many things. So Rev Mel has given me props. B King is giving me props. My mama's giving me props. These people that give me props for talking to them. I'm like, really? Well, shoot, I'll talk some more then. I'll talk some more. And let you know that I'm not an expert, but I'm sharing what I'm learning as I learn it. Ashe.
So we're going to learn Sekou's 5 pillars of success to building wealth from where you are.
Yes.
It's tomorrow, the 14th and the 21st. So tomorrow and next Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Register today. Come on, y'all. Register. Go to bit.ly, 5 Big Money Tips, or you can also go to Sekou's website, or you can also go to rocklandcsl.org and click on workshops, and it will direct you to Sekou's webpage, and all the information is there.
Yeah. Someone just asked me, is it going to be taped? Because she can only make one day. Yes, it's going to be taped. Don't worry about missing a day. You want to get it all. You can get it, buy it, and then catch both episodes later. You can do it, but this time for $30, because it ain't going to be $30 when I post it on site. It's going to be more than that. So you can catch it now for $30 and get it while you can.
Yes. Yeah. So do that. And we'll be on tomorrow at 7 p.m. for the 5 big money tips. All right. And just think about that cycle, right? Some of us need to dissolve some of our beliefs about money.
Yeah.
So that we can start emerging in it in a different way.
Yeah. Ashe. Because there's so many different ways. Sorry. There's so many different ways that we can think about money. And we think there's only one way to think about money. But there are so many other ways to think about money. And I was listening to Bob Proctor today, and he was talking about how you don't have to work hard for money. Like if you're working hard, you're doing it wrong. If you're working hard, you're doing it wrong. Think about that. If you're working hard, you're doing it wrong. Believe that. So
That's
come
right.
check out the 5 big money tips with me tomorrow, and let's get into it. Let's get into it.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
And the reason why, this is the last thing about this today, because Sekou is going to give you specific things to do. So this is about taking action,
Right.
right? And then next Wednesday, we can check in on how you did with those things and if you had questions or challenges or whatever.
Right.
So there's homework in between the
Yeah.
weeks.
And there's accountability because I've been talking to people now. People been asking my advice. I give my advice, and I run into them later. It's like, did you take my advice? I'm like, no, it's good, but I didn't do it. Like, come on now, you can do this. These are small tips that I've made for myself that I'm making for the people around me, and I'm telling you, they work.
Yeah,
They work. They work. They work. They work.
yes,
Come on, get accountable with me.
All right, y'all. All right. So you got your homework, register, and I'll see you all tomorrow for another episode of Morning Sip with Rev Melissa. Thank you, Sekou. I love you all. I'll keep you posted as I go through this process. And I would love to hear anything that you want to share about any of this. Okay. All right. Peace and blessings, everybody. Peace and justice. Health is wealth. We are living life in joy.
Living life in joy.
Connected to our yes.
To our yes.
Yes. Ashe.